Getting into the RC hobby doesn't have to be expensive, but there are so many cheap RC cars out there, it can be difficult to know what to go for. This is where companies like WPL come to the rescue and give us cheaper, more affordable ways to get into the hobby while still maintaining high levels of fun. Previously, I have featured some awesome looking trucks by WPL, but I don't think anything is as cool as what we're about to look at today. So this is the WP14, the fast attack vehicle by the guys at WPL. This is 1/16 scale, it's fully proportional, and it's really cheap at the moment, only costing £48 or about $60. Now, taking a closer look at this, I wouldn't say it's hobby grade. It's probably closer to toy grade, but it does have some nice hobby grade features. Now, we know this thing is cheap, but is it any good? We're gonna take a closer look, but first, let's have a look at what we get in the box. Starting with the transmitter then, now this is a WPL special. They pretty much include these with all of their vehicles. These things are quite nice, they're quite small. They take 2 AA batteries, and you have got some adjustment on there. You've got your steering trim, your steering rate, and your throttle rate. We've got a 500 mAh 2S lithium-ion battery. We've got a decal sheet, and I have already applied those to the car. A USB charger, a screwdriver and some spare springs. And finally, a black and white manual. So back to the buggy then. Now, if you're thinking, hang on a minute, this thing looks familiar, well, you're 100% correct, because this is WPL's take on the Pinecone Models SG1612. Now, I never featured the Pinecone Models SG1612 on my channel, but my good friend Dave did. Check this out over on his channel because it does look super cool. So we know that the WP14 does have a lot in common with the Pinecone Models SG1612, but what have WPL done different? Well, they've given this one a better battery, a 3-wire servo instead of the 5-wire servo that you get on the Pinecone Models, a locked rear diff and an open front diff. And I actually think the styling looks better on this one as well. Now, you can get this in army green. This is the one I have here, but you can also get this in desert yellow. Let me know in the comments section which one you prefer. Now, we're going to give this a quick run in a moment, but first let's have a look at the chassis features. Now, we'll start with the suspension setup. Now, this is a friction suspension setup, and the rear feels quite nice. We've got a nice amount of travel there, but moving on to the front, it does feel quite firm, and there's also not a huge amount of travel. But look, this thing is small and lightweight, and I don't think it's going to be a huge issue. So we have got plastic CVD drive shafts front and rear, a plastic chassis. Now, what is quite surprising is the fact that this does come with ball bearings throughout. I was expecting this to come with bushings, but it does come with proper ball bearings. And that's quite impressive considering how cheap this little car actually is. Now, another really cool feature on this cheap little WPL is the fact that we do get some LED lights. We've got some front headlights there. They look really cool, and you can't really see them that clearly because it is quite sunny today. Now, on the rear, we have got some brake lights, and if you take a look at this, when we hit the brakes, they do get brighter. Yeah, that's a really cool feature considering how cheap this little car actually is. So let's have a look at the 2 steering rates then. Now, I've got it on the low rate setting at the moment. If we switch this up to high, you get a little bit more travel. It's the same with the throttle as well. This is the low setting, and that is the high setting. So quick off-road test then. Now, this thing performed really well, as I expected. Yes, it does feel a little bit bouncy due to the friction shocks, but again, on a budget buggy like this, I wouldn't expect to see oil-filled shocks. But that said, it still performed really well. Now, what I really like about this is the fact that you have got the 2 steering rates and the 2 throttle rates, and it definitely makes a difference when you turn things up. Now, the tyres also performed really well, and even though they are a really firm compound, they were still quite grippy. Overall, this buggy really impressed me, and I'm really struggling to find anything I don't like. Actually, the one thing I don't like is the fact that you do need to remove a screw to get to the battery tray. I would have preferred if this had some sort of clip rather than having to remove a screw every time. So there we go then, guys. That was the brand new WPL WP14. A really cool looking 1/16 scale fast attack vehicle. Now, what I really love about WPL is they do give you a really good affordable way into the hobby. You can also buy upgrades, and spares are also easy to come by. And at £48 or $60, this thing is worth every penny. Now yes, it may not be hobby grade, but I don't think that matters here, because when it comes to the fun factor, well, this thing has definitely got it. Now if you want to check out the full spec, I will leave a link down below to Banggood, so you can check out the full spec, and you can also check out some of the other vehicles in the WPL lineup. I'll also leave some links down below to those. Also, if you haven't already, make sure you've subscribed to the channel, and also leave a comment down below and let me know what you think of the WP14. Now guys, make sure you support my good friend Dave, head over to his channel and check out Perth West Oz RC. Don't forget to subscribe while you're there as well, because I really want to see him get to 20,000 subscribers before the end of the year. Cheers for watching, see you on the next one, take care. Now if you want to see more from WPL on my channel, click one of these videos now.